Hello students, today we'll start chapter 2, motion in one dimension. And from the heading only you can see two terms are there, one dimension and motion. So, one dimension. When a body moves along a straight line path, its motion is said to be one-dimensional motion, or it is also called motion in a straight line or rectilinear motion. For example, suppose a stone falling down vertically, a car moving on a long and straight road, the motion of a train on a straight track. All these are the examples of one-dimensional motion. So when a body is moving either in x direction or y direction, we can say that it is a one-dimensional motion. Now moving on to the next topic, motion. When we talk about motion, the second term, which is just a correlation of this, automatically comes, that is rest. So what is rest? A body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surroundings, while a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its immediate surrounding. Although nothing is at rest, but we often say that a stone lying on the ground is at rest because the stone does not change its position with respect to us. Similarly, if we are sitting on a railway platform and look at a train nearby, we say that the train is at rest. As you can see, this person watching this train which is at rest. But when we see the train is leaving the station in the next diagram, we can say that the train is in motion because it is continuously changing its position with respect to us or with respect to this person. One more example is that motion of an object is always described as a relative to something else. You walk on a road relative to earth, but earth is moving relative to the sun. So, your motion relative to sun is different from your motion relative to earth. So, the next topic is scalar or vector quantity. Physical quantities. Already discussed in first chapter, the quantity which can be expressed or which can be measured is called a physical quantity. Physical quantities are of two types, scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantities, these are the physical quantities which are expressed only by their magnitude. For example, if we say that the mass of a body is 10 kg, that means no direction is given. We are only expressing the unit, that is called the magnitude, 10 kg. That is numerical value into unit. It is the magnitude only given. Now coming to the next topic, that is vector quantity. These are those physical quantities which require magnitude as well as direction also. So here, suppose we are saying that a body is moving 5 meter towards north direction. So here 5 is the numerical value, meter is the unit, and north is the direction. Hence, all three are given. That means 5 meter is the magnitude and north is direction, which gives us that this is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude as well as direction. Here are a few lists of the quantities which are scalar and vector. Very first, distance. A body covered a 5 meter distance. That means only magnitude is given, 5 meter, 5 numerical value, meter, unit. Now taking an example of displacement. Suppose a body is traveling 10 meter towards north. So here 10 meter, that means numerical value 10, m is the unit, meter, towards north, that means north direction is given. So magnitude plus direction, that means it is an example of vector quantity. Moving on to the next example, suppose speed. A car is moving with a speed of 10 meters per second. So no direction is given. Hence, it is an example of scalar quantity. Velocity. A car is moving 100 meters per second in south direction. So here, numerical value, unit, as well as direction. All three are given. Hence, it is an example of vector quantity. Like this, you can go through this. Here are a few difference between scalar and vector quantity. A scalar quantity has only magnitude but no direction. Vector quantity has both magnitude and directions. Every scalar quantity is one-dimensional. Vector quantity can be one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or three-dimensional. Any change in a scalar quantity is the reflection of the change in the magnitude only. But in vector quantity, any change in vector quantity can reflect either change in direction or change in magnitude or change in both. It can changes both magnitude as well as direction. Point number 4, scalar quantity cannot be resolved as it has exactly same value regardless of the direction. Vector quantity can be resolved in any direction using the sine or cosine of the adjacent angle. Now the next one, any mathematical operation carried out among two or more scalar quantities will be provide a scalar only, but any mathematical operations between two or more vectors may give either scalar or vector quantity. And the last one, few examples of scalar quantity already discussed here. So go through the difference, only just go through it, no need to learn the difference between scalar and vector quantities. Now to represent a vector quantity, we represent a vector quantity just like this arrow on the head of the quantity. Suppose on v velocity we just put an arrow. The distance from here to here gives numerical value and unit, and the arrow gives the direction.